Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's live stream. I've had a really good morning. I'm already 6 trades in. As you guys know, I absolutely love trading channels. It's something that I always do, and oftentimes people they really forget that like price doesn't just keep pumping up. Like if you guys recall, I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of this here. If you guys recall, we had this massive move up. We traded this channel, right? I personally took 13 trades off of this channel. We did not trade this one. We instead flipped long, wrote it up, traded then this channel with the expectation that we were going to go down, so we were looking in for shorts. And again, shorted the Pico top here, rode that all the way down. My trade was up 2,000% at the bottom, and I finally closed it. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm not going to be holding on to that anymore. Instead, I've closed it out. Price could go lower, sure, no problem, but chances are I'll find a new short, and I don't have to worry about that. Okay. So this has been awesome. Now, one thing I will say, personally, did not expect to do this all in one go. All right. I did not at all. So if you guys recall, I was looking at an H12 order block, and that was, and I'm just going to walk you guys through kind of my mindset throughout this whole thing so you understand why I didn't take the full trade. Let's find that order block here, open up H12. Yeah, so that order block, was right here. Basically, we were looking to take out this low, find support at the order block, and then, range for a little bit and then get a move up. So just to be entirely clear, all right, there was I'll pull everything up just so you can see it. Okay. And here. Okay, so just to show you guys what I was seeing and kind of my mindset for this, we get this move down. Price slowly grinds through. Okay, this wasn't a fast move. It slowly grinded through. And usually what do you see? Like if you want a good reaction, you see price come down, it's massive bounce, and then it comes back down, and then we kind of put in a range for a while, maybe sweep the lows one last time, and then we get a move up, right? We didn't get any of that here at all. It just cut through. And when I say a cut through, we're talking it cut through an H12 order block. It cut through two daily naked point of controls, one weekly naked point of control, and it also cut through an untapped daily, which was also the value area low of this previous range over here. I mean, sliced right through it. Okay? And I'll give you guys a piece of advice. When you have areas highlighted on the chart that you're keeping an eye on, in this case, for example, I had this zone highlighted on my chart down to here, expecting it to find support. If price reaches that zone and doesn't give you the reaction that you were initially looking for, don't take the trade. I laddered in a little bit here, and once it kept grinding down, I said I'm not going to add anymore, and I wound up getting stopped out right here, which was fine. I had a small loss, no big deal. I took a partial position size, and if we would have found support, I would have added more, but we didn't. Price literally sliced through. So when the charts do something that you're not expecting according to your trading plan, don't take the trade. It's very simple. I mean, I honestly, yesterday I was looking at this and I'm thinking, I don't know what's going on here. This is not at all what I expected, so I'm not going to touch it. I have no business being involved in trading this when I clearly did not have the proper level set. I didn't have my plan set to accept this trade, right? There was nothing here for me to do. Okay, so I waited. I sat it out. And what I kind of told everyone was is that, after a really big move like this, and just to be clear, at the bottom here, there was 30 billion in negative delta built up on Binance alone. So, a lot of times people say, well, you have all that negative delta, it's probably likely we're going to squeeze it. No, usually when you get that massive amount of delta in, there are some seriously big players involved here. And chances are that instead of breaking above and coming back up to sweep the highs and grab all of that liquidity, what you would instead see is, at the very least, for us to put in some degree of a range. And what is today? Today is Friday. I don't typically take new positions on Friday, right? And what usually happens over the weekend? Well, we range. So what better thing to do than to draw out a range and simply trade the range, right? So what do? We long the bottom, we short the top, right? We take profit at the midline and the opposite side. So, this morning I saw a potential channel here, so I longed here, traded it up to here. I was expecting somewhere in this zone to act as resistance, so I shorted here, closed this trade here and here, put my stop at break even, shorted here, took profit here, took profit here, longed here, already hit my take profit one here. And so just like that, I've had 1, 2, 3 trades with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 take profits already since, in the last, 3 hours? It's been awesome. Trading this channel has been great. And here's the deal. Like, a lot of people say, oh, shoot, I must have, missed the train on this. I'm not going to be able to get my, what the hell is going on here? They'll say, oh, I must have missed the train on this. Like, I'm super bummed out. I missed the channel. No, you didn't. Chances are this channel is going to trade for a long, long while, for multiple days. And we have to even wait and see, if this channel does hold. Personally, I like it. I like it. If we were to get this move up and this move down here and it's held twice here, why not continue to just trade this range, do kind of something like this and just continue to trade it, right? Now, invalidation, if price simply breaks down and continues to fall, I'm obviously not going to continue to look for longs. I'll get stopped out. No big deal, right? We'll move on to the next thing. But for now, like I said, I've taken multiple trades off of this channel just today, and I'm going to continue to do so. So these naked point of controls, these are gone. This order block, I'm going to hide. I wouldn't be surprised if that acted as resistance. This untapped daily, somewhat interesting spot, but again, I'm not really interested in that right now. And I'm going to just focus on this channel trading. Being that it's Friday, I'm just going to trade this channel, right? I'm not going to open up any new massive positions. You guys know I don't like to do that over the weekend, so I can enjoy myself. And we'll go from there. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a step back. I'm going to look at the daily chart here. I've had this exact daily chart up for quite some time, and it's really, really nice because, well, first of all, we'll go ahead and hide these, and you can see we have our overall channel, right? This has been a really, really nice channel to trade, okay? Now, again, with channel trading, we short the top and long the bottom. We haven't yet reached the bottom. So that is something that, we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Will we reach the bottom, or do we see some degree of a reversal here and maybe continue down lower at another time? We'll have to sort of wait and see. But you can see just how respected the midline has been here. The 3/4 cut through down, and now we're, people, if you're wondering where we are at for support, right now we are looking at the 200-day moving average as support. That level is at about 19,700, which is sort of right what we're resting, right on top of. Okay, and this is, as you guys know, this has been a really, key. It's been a key level for some time. So, Yeah, I mean that's where we're at right now for support. Um, I want to take a look at a couple different. Let's look at the weekly here. So again, so this is this exact same channel that we have here, but this is it drawn out as a channel instead. This is a weekly chart. Now, I posted this on Twitter. I talked about, in hindsight, it's incredible how obvious it was that we were going to reject there, right up here. And you can see, and I pointed this out throughout multiple of my streams at the time, and I talked a lot about why I was shorting here. I literally caught the Pico top. My short was 25,225. You can see it right there. I literally right at the top. I have now closed that short. We could go lower, but to be fair, I'm very happy with this move down. I'm very happy with my profits. At one point, I was up 2K%. So I close it out. I'm done with it. I'm not going to put my energy into that trade that's already been so profitable anymore. I'm going to focus on taking a new trade and a new setup with a clean slate, so that I'm not, I can focus just on my new trades. But like I said, I posted on my Twitter. In hindsight, it's amazing how obvious that this was going to be a massive area of resistance, right? A lot of people were calling for 27, 30K. And to be totally honest with you, I do find these figures still on the table. Now, there are some macroeconomic things at play here that, I will be totally honest, as I said in the Discord, are not in my area of expertise. What I do know is that we're sort of in an unprecedented time right now when it comes to monetary policy and what we can look for in the markets. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a period of a low liquidity market trading. With the amount of money that was pulled out of the markets yesterday, with a lot of the banks charts just absolutely dumped super hard, BTC included. So, you know, uh, it's tough to say what's going to happen. I personally, what I would have really liked to have seen, and this was my original plan here, was to, have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, get some kind of a retracement here, and then have continuation where we get up to this zone, and then probably come back down here. Right? Or maybe go up one more time and then come back down here. So it's still on the table for me. It's still something that I'm going to keep an eye on, right? But I've been getting a lot of questions as to what we should expect to happen next, and yeah, we're just gonna have to play it by ear. So a couple things, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we get this move down. Maybe we do something like this, ABC, and then we have continuation for a 4 and then a 5, like that, in the spring into early summer, before then retracing back down, to this range. Okay, this has been my general plan, and right now it's still intact. Right now it's still intact. If we go ahead and we'll go over to this chart, I'm going to go ahead and hide this. We will go on to let's do a 6-hour time frame. We will pull up I'm gonna hide this here. I'm gonna we'll pull up our range. I'm gonna pull up this. Ooh. Oh, that is very interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna mark this here. So what I'm looking at here, so this is now the point of control, which obviously price is trading under and had rejected from earlier today. This morning, the point of control was right here. So the point of control for this range has shifted. Price has put in enough volume, trading volume at this price here, in order to shift it from being down here to up here. That said, this is still a very key area, this high volume node, And this area, generally speaking, is still very, very important. And the reason being is that, and again, I pointed this out quite some time ago, we have the 6.6 and the 6.18 right on top of that high volume node, as well as the value area low of this range. Okay. So that to me, that's, you could not have a more clear confluence than that, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and hide this and just understand that that's sort of what this zone is. We're gonna pull out our Elliott waves. Let's see, where are you? So, you know, looking at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I was looking at an ABC, something like this. I was looking at two different options where we did a small ABC here, and then maybe something larger, or otherwise now looking at, you know, this one here. Okay. I don't think we would go this high. I think it would be maybe something like this. You know, if we were to bounce here, you know, maybe we could get some kind of a move, maybe not even that high, but you know, maybe somewhere kind of in this zone, right? Somewhere in here, get that move down, and then finally tackle this zone here. Or being that we're at about mid-March, or we could just do, honestly, forget about this. A, B, C. Could have done, I don't know if I really like this. A, B, C, yeah. Could be. But what I could also see happening if we didn't simply get that move up and then come back down, we could honestly range for a time here, and somewhere during this range get a wick down to here, and then get that move up that I was telling you guys about. Okay, I would not be too surprised by that. All right. But nonetheless, I want you guys to be aware the bottom of this channel is a very, very key zone that if lost, we're going to go back down here. So what does that mean? I'm very, very much interested in longing this area if we come down here. 100%. And we maybe won't even put our stops that low. Maybe we'll put them a little bit higher. But I'm extremely interested in longing this area. Very, very much interested, right? Because at the end of the day, what's happened here? Bottom of the channel, top of the channel, bottom of the channel. Oops. Long the bottom, short the top, profit midline, long the bottom, profit the midline, deviation, midline, right? Top of the channel, midline, bottom of the channel. I mean, like how much easier could this have gotten, right? Look, channels formed here, profit midline, long, profit midline, long, long, profit midline, deviation, re-enter, long, profit midline, short, profit midline, short, profit midline. Now we're going to look for long, profit midline, possibly back up here. I would be very hesitant to short again, to be totally honest with you. I think if we were to get back up here, we're probably, I would say there's a better chance that we're going to go through and probably get that move up. So this has been my macro trading plan. This is what I've done for quite some time. This is what I've been keeping my eye on. And you know, this is what I'm going to look towards for, you know, as we move forward, right? So you guys know my zone. I'm interested in that zone there. And then if we go down to a lower time frame, like I've said, I am simply trading. Is this the one? Let me look. Nope. I've drawn like 4 different channels trying to identify the right one this morning. Is this the one? Nope. This is the one. Okay, so this is the channel that I'll be trading in the meantime. Okay. Uh, getting myself hedged and prepared, right? Because when we get up here, I leave a 25% runner on my long in case we break out. When we get down here, I leave a 25% runner on my short in case we break down. Okay, if we break down, I'm very much interested in this zone down here. And if we break to the upside, I'm simply going to be targeting some of these highs. And as you guys know, when you have a fast move down and you get a move up, it's going to be equally as fast. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got back to, that midline there, right? And I think for Monday's live stream, we can take a look as this range develops and we kind of get a little bit more action in there. We have CPI data release on Tuesday morning. We'll take a look and kind of get more. I'll get a better idea for us as to where we'll be looking at for key resistances and stuff like that if we were to see kind of a massive pump up. Obviously, this zone here right now is a pretty key resistance, so that wouldn't be surprising we get this move up in here, and we're probably going to be fighting with some of those moving averages at least from the first touch. Yeah, and we can see even here on a daily time frame, we can see these three converging, right? So again, this zone would kind of be a pretty key resistance area, and it's just right above, it's right near all those stops. It's in this, right kind of in this area up here, right? So that's something that we'll keep an eye on as well. But for the time being, this is the move. I'm trading this channel. I'm already on my, I don't even know, 1, 2, 3, third on each of these. So we'll go ahead and take a look at ETH. I'm trading this channel on ETH. As you can see, it's an inclining channel, and the reason I chose to do that is because we do have this higher time frame. We do have this higher time frame channel, or I'm sorry, trend line here. I'll go ahead and hide this. You can see it, this higher time frame trend line here that I've had my eye on for a very long time, along with, if we can find this order block here, along with this H12 order block, right, that we can see price did not really hold the support. We deviated, but are now sort of gaining acceptance. Again, I'm not like too crazy about it. I would rather, it's not this one. I would rather for now, I'm just going to focus on trading this channel, right? I'm not going to focus too closely on that order block, but I think it's fair to, at this point, start to, because this was an area that I was, genuinely looking for a long, which is, was basically this long, and we haven't even hit my stop yet. So this idea is still valid. I'm going to trade this channel favoring longs, anticipating some kind of a breakout for a back test of this zone. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to be trading this channel favoring longs, anticipating some kind of a breakout to the upside to back test that zone. Just for fun, let's take a look at, yeah, I think that would be really, really good. God, that would be really nice to see something like that. And I would take profit here too. I'll get to your question in just a second there. Thanks for asking. I'm happy to see that you're interested and want to ask some questions there. So we'll go ahead and address that in just a moment. First, I do want to take a look at the heat map on Ethereum. Just interested to see where most of the liquidity is being built up. So 75 to 15 kind of zone, 75. Ooh, so that's up here. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I suppose that would be really nice if we kind of got this move here, swept, deviate, and then come back down, or simply continue to the upside. Or we keep going down. Yeah, we got that liquidity there. So there's a lot of it left at 17 at this point. There's still quite a bit of liquidity to the downside at about 1320. 1320 to 1280. Yeah, so we really do have to be cautious of some kind of a move down still yet. And we'll have to look at some areas of yeah, this is probably it right here actually. Can see it. Yeah, I mean this area here, it definitely looks like it's when I look at the liquidity, it looks like it's on the table. Or even this zone here, right? I mean, really, if I were to, basically just this whole kind of area here just looks like it's, it might be on the table. So we'll have to, like I said, we're just gonna have to let price develop and kind of keep a couple of these things in mind. I think on Monday we'll do a little bit more of an in-depth analysis. We should simply let price sort of cool off and do its thing today. We'll prep it up, get set up, prepare for Tuesday for that data release. But again, in the meantime, like I've said, I've already taken one long here, a short here, and a long here, and I've hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 take profit points. When price gets back up here, I'm going to short again, and I'm going to long back down here, and I'm just going to keep doing this just like what I'm doing on BTC. And I've shared those charts with you guys in the Discord, so I very, very, very much encourage you to mark them down on your chart. Be sure you have your stop losses set, in these highs and lows in the event that we do break out, up or down. But nonetheless, I think we'll I think we'll go ahead and cut the stream there. What are we at right now? We're at about a half hour. That's perfect. So let's go ahead and let's read this question. Having bad fundamental news, what news might drive us up rather than lows? Do you think we have absorbed price action already and CPI will take the market up in case of neutral or positive data? So it's all a good question. It's a good question. So for me personally, I'm not so much of a fundamental analysis. I'm very strongly a technical analysis. So a technical analyst. And so what that means is that I believe that the chart is forward thinking and very intelligent in that it reads and already understands the data before I'm before I'm capable of processing the news. I believe that the chart has already priced it in and understands what's going to happen with it. So, I mean, for example, like we didn't get really all that great of, the non-farm employment change. That was bad. I guess these two were technically good for crypto, but the news and generally speaking between the three here was generally like neutral, right? But nonetheless, like we got this move up, and I will say I woke up this morning and like right at 6:30, I was longing in here because I'm like, hey, you know what? I thought to myself, here's my thought process. I'm thinking to myself, what usually happens on data release days. Whether or not the data is good or bad, here's what happens. So if price, like let's say price is trading right here and all of a sudden right now we got data release, what's going to happen is it's going to go like this, and then price is just going to range between that. That's it. That's always what happens. And then eventually price chooses to go whichever direction it was going to go in the first place. Okay? So like, so the point I'm trying to get at is that we have, like I said, 30 billion in negative delta built up here from just literally straight down. Like literally, we've just gone virtually straight down with the exception of a couple ranges here. But this was just a really powerful move to the downside. And I'm looking at all of that negative delta, and I'm thinking, God, if market makers want to grab liquidity, as per usual with these data releases, if market makers want to grab liquidity, and you have to understand again, I'm thinking this at this point right here. So at this point in the day, I drew out a channel, something like this, and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, well, if market makers want to grab liquidity, there sure is a lot of liquidity right here. They're probably going to do this, and then we'll come back down. That was my plan. Straight up. That was my plan early this morning with what I was looking at, because I'm thinking to myself, I didn't care about the news. I literally didn't even care if it was going to come back positive or negative. I didn't have to know. I didn't have to keep this page on refresh to check to see if the news was positive or negative, and then take the trade after the data came out. I didn't have to do that. I totally did not. I looked at this chart and I said, well, every single time data gets released, the market makers grab liquidity. Liquidity was grabbed here, 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 here. So really, where's all the liquidity? Well, it's all in here. So like I said, I drew a channel like this, and I told myself we're probably going to get a move up. And what wound up happening, of course, is we get the liquidity grab and we get the move back down. And because of that, like I said, I've managed to get now 6 trades, 3 on BTC and 3 on ETH, simply by looking at where liquidity was and trading, the technical analysis. I did not look at this data. I did not think about the only thing I knew is that data was coming out, which would mean that we're going to have some volatility. What does volatility mean? Liquidations. Ask yourself, where was all the liquidation? When we're sitting right here, where is all the liquidity? All the liquidity is to the upside. That's it. It was that simple. That was my thought process with this. I didn't, like I said, I didn't have to look at the news or anything like that. So do I foresee any positive news coming out or anything that might, next Tuesday when that CPI data comes out, I swear to God, I'm not even kidding you. Mark my words. We're probably going to trade in this channel until Sunday or Monday or whatever. And then price is going to make a decision and go up or go down or whatever it's going to do. But mark my words, when that CPI data comes out, price is going to be like this, and the CPI is going to go like this, and then we're going to range. And then later on, it'll decide what it wants to do. Mark my words, it's literally what's going to happen. Okay? And here's the deal. Look, if it brings us lower, no problem. We're probably already positioned from the top of the channel, and we really want it to go lower because we're going to long heavily down here. If we get a move up, no worries, right? We can set up some targets on Monday where we'll look for higher. We can just look to go back to the mid-range here, take some profit, right? And reevaluate. And again, we have even a little bit better of a kind of an idea on ETH where we might want to see some action here. It's at the bottom of this previous channel, or maybe even looking for some kind of a deviation inside. Right, so we have plans for the downside. We have plans for the upside. We have an idea of what it is that we're looking for. The news for me only ever represents volatility. And when there's volatility, that means that there's liquidation. So you just have to ask yourself, where is the liquidity? That's what you want to ask yourself. Not what's the news coming out, what's the news going to say. Ask yourself, where's the liquidity? Where are the market makers going to be pushing price to wreck the most amount of people? So yeah, with that said, I think we'll we'll cut off there. I guys, I can't tell you exciting how exciting it is to see this volatility. I know that a lot of people yesterday, may have gotten wrecked on this move down, and that's unfortunate. But what's great is that this is the action that we need. We need volatility. We love it when we get a new low because we're great at trading ranges. It's what we do. It's our bread and butter. So we have a range. We're going to trade that range. We're going to be hedged for either a move down or a move up out of that range eventually, right? Um, so I'm just really excited, guys. I can't tell you enough. Like I love trading, and there's nothing better than getting a move like this. Where even yesterday, it's so funny. I said in the Discord, I'm gonna go to the gym, and as soon as I get in my car, price is gonna dump, and then literally price started just absolutely plummeting. So I was at the gym, and I just thought to myself, I'm really happy that I'm not at home right now. I'm really happy that I'm not sitting at my desk watching the 1 minute chart, the 5 minute chart, the 15-minute chart, watching price just slowly fall through because there's no point in doing it, right? There was no point in looking for a trade in any of this because nothing was actionable for me. For me personally, as a trader, I did not have any edge in the market throughout this downtrend. None at all. I had no edge. As a trader, when I see this bottom form and this area here form, I see a channel because I'm great at channel trading. It's something that I do very well. I'm great at identifying channels. When I see this, now as a trader, I have edge in the market. I have an advantage over others because I see a channel. Others may be expecting, oh, I got a long here because we're going to go straight up. Oh, I have to long here because we're just going to keep pumping. No, not me. I'm going to be shorting here so I can trade it back down to the bottom of the range. Right? So what I'm saying is that know what you're good at as a trader. Don't try to trade something you don't understand. When I see price going like this, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know what's going on here. We just sliced through 6 support levels that I had drawn on my chart. Price didn't even wink, didn't even stop, didn't even have a hiccup on cutting through all of those major support levels I had drawn. Something's going on here that I don't understand. I'm going to stay out of it. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait for the market to give me data that I can take action on. And that's that again, for me, when I saw this and this morning, knowing that we're going to have a data release, this was data that I could take action on as a trader because I'm great at trading and identifying channels. So, all right, guys, yeah, we'll go ahead and end it there. I want to get back to trading. That's such a great morning. I'm very, very happy, and I can see that price is starting to get some kind of a pump. So I'm gonna watch for a reaction up here, and maybe we can trade it back down to the mid range. See if maybe we'll get a deviation or maybe a breakout or something. But I'm like I said, guys, I'm really excited. This should be a fun day today, and we'll have a lot to look forward to for next week. So stay tuned for that. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the Discord.